Hey everybody, today I am going to talk about selling your home in a shifting market. It's just me today, the new just me. If you don't know me, I'm Carolyn Smith. I am the team leader of the Coastal Estate Team. I sell real estate all along the Space Coast into Indian River County, and you can DM me if you're looking for information. I'll also have my information in the links so you can reach out. But today we're going to talk about the market because it's a little scary for homeowners right now. Things have changed. You're wondering, should I be selling my home right now? Is this a good idea? Maybe I shouldn't sell my house right now. And so let's talk a little bit about what is actually happening in the market. I have some statistics for you, which is always fun. This is as of April 2025. We do not have May's out yet as I'm filming this, but we can expect this trend to continue. One thing is we don't expect the trend to change unless we see a significant change in interest rates or something like that. COVID made a big change. Let's hope for not having another COVID. So in single family homes, new listings are down. In townhouses, they're really down 12.3%. This is year over year. And again, as of April 2025, the median sale price on a single family home, this is on the Space Coast in Brevard County, the median sale price on a single family home is down 2.3%. Townhouses, condos, which they do lump together, 13.6% decrease. Homes sold, down, single families, a lot of red going on here, 6.7% down. Townhouses and condos down 14.5%. Again, that's the number of homes sold. And then here's an up, which is the supply of inventory. Single family homes, inventory is up 27.8% year over year, and townhouses and condos up 44.3%. And really, I wish they would lump the townhouses in with the single family. I think those trends sort of go together. The condos, there's a different market going on there, a lot of it related to the Surfside collapse, the change in the laws, the insurance, the increase in the monthly assessments and ongoing assessments. That's a different story. We're not going to talk about that today, but something to keep in mind. So market shift, headlines are crazy. You get worried and you think, should I be selling my house now? Well, the first thing to look at is, do I need to sell my house now? Do I want to sell my house now? You may say, now is the time that I really want to move. I've been dying to move to North Carolina or Oklahoma or wherever you want to move to, and that's okay too. It doesn't have to be a definite need, but you have to really want to sell right now. This is not the best time to sell your home, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't sell. And it doesn't mean that in a week or a month or a year, it's going to be better. This may be a long road for us. Markets are cyclical. I can't speak. Markets are cyclical. And so the real estate market may be in the start of going into a little bit of a trough here. So maybe now it is the best time to sell. Yesterday was a better time, but today is the best time. So don't be afraid to sell your home. If it's time to sell, let's talk about what you shouldn't do and what you should do. And the first thing you shouldn't do is don't panic. Don't be thinking, oh my gosh, what am I doing? The sky is falling. This is a terrible time. That is not true. Homes are still selling. The most important thing is be realistic. Think about, do I have all the facts? Have I hired the best realtor for me and for the timing? And that doesn't mean that you can't hire a newer realtor if you want to hire a new realtor, but are they being mentored? Are they part of a group that is really experienced and knowledgeable and maybe have been through this before? I started in real estate in 2008. That was the start of that big downturn that happened. And I have been through this before. And I can tell you that it's a little bit of just staying calm, looking at the facts, making the right decisions. Don't panic. Don't panic. Your home can and will sell, but you have to keep the facts in mind and you have to look at the market trends. So that's important. You have to know your costs and obligations. What will I actually net when I sell my house? What do I owe for my mortgage? What do I have to pay to actually move? What is the cost of moving? Where am I going to? Do I have to rent a place there? What do I have to pay as far as my initial deposits and things like that? You don't want to be in a situation where you've really only thought about a few of the items and you have all these costs or obligations related to the move and they pile up on you, because that takes us back to the previous point, which is panic. And we don't want to go into a panic. So definitely make a list, make a spreadsheet. Don't leave things out. Don't be short-sighted about it. Have a plan. Okay, so that's really, really important. And then we're going to get to something that obviously you need to know. What is your home worth? Your home is not worth what Zillow says it's worth. It's not worth what your neighbor says it's worth, or your friend, or your parent, or child. It's worth what a buyer will pay for it in today's market. How do you know what that number is? How do you know what that number is? Is it a moving target? Not really. We really have to look at the facts and figures. Look at the comparable sales. I can't look at the neighbor down the street who sold their home with a pool and say, well, my house is almost worth what their home is worth. Pool homes have a big differential. We really don't want to be looking at pool homes. We don't want to be looking at homes 5 miles away. We don't want to be looking at homes that are 20 years or 30 years newer than our home, unless our home has been brought up to that standard. Okay, we really have to look at the comparable sales. This is where a very experienced agent can really assist you. And you need somebody who's not afraid to tell you the truth, because it's very easy to say to somebody, oh, I can sell your home for this. I can sell your home for this number. But is that really true? Can that really happen? I believe in being brutally honest. Sometimes it's hard to tell people, yeah, I know that you just paid $40,000 for that solar system, and that guy came to your door and told you all these wonderful things, and your solar system may be worth that to you because now you're not paying electric, or you're paying a minimal electric bill. But in the market, the solar system does not increase the value of your home, and that's hard for people to hear. The solar system does not increase the value of your home unless you have a unique buyer who says, I'm willing to pay extra. From an appraisal standpoint, that solar system is not going to raise the value. So these types of things are things your realtor needs to tell you. You need to understand the value, super important. And then you need to understand what else is on the market today. What other homes surrounding me in nearby neighborhoods and communities could that buyer purchase? Because they have choices. Your home doesn't exist in a vacuum. They're not just out there, oh, I'm only going to buy this house. This is the one house. I'm not looking at anything else. They're looking at what other homes are available. And I know that's hard because your home has so much meaning to you. Your home, in your eyes, is better than all those other homes. But to a buyer who is not attached to your house and is also willing to look at neighborhood B or home option C, they're looking at all these things and they're saying, well, I really like the flooring over there. I really like the location over here. I really like the community amenities or schools over here. So you have to look at the other homes and you have to be realistic. So just because those homes also have not sold, are they better than your home? Are they equivalent than your home? Is your home so much better than those homes that someone would not say, I'll take that home even though I don't like it as much because the price is better? Because people are very price conscious right now. Don't be fooling yourself into thinking my house is the only game in town, because that is not the way it is. That's not going to work. One thing you really need to know about looking at your home and pricing your home is that your home will never be worth as much to a buyer who doesn't currently own your home, never be worth as it is to you. You have emotion attached to your house. You love your house. You have feeling, you have memories, so it will always be worth more to you. You're always going to have to compromise probably a little bit, unless Oprah shows up at your door. She did show up at someone's door in California, bought their house, made them an offer they couldn't refuse. They loved their house. Likely that's not going to happen to you, but you never know. Let's talk about improvements a little bit. A good realtor will walk through with you and tell you what buyers are looking for. What are they considering today? I just did that this morning with a buyer. I went over with a seller who's looking at listing their house, and I went through and said, these are the things I would improve. And one of those things was the landscaping, which may seem silly. It's not like their landscaping was bad, but I want your house to be memorable. When there's all these homes to look at, there have to be things that stand out. Remember that home with the beautiful landscaping out front? So curb appeal means something, and it means something more in a down market. Is your carpet clean if you have carpet, or does it need to be replaced? Should we be painting some walls? What are the low-cost things that you can do that really improve your house? Staging, so critical. You can stage with the things that you have. You can bring in a stager to assist. You just need to know that your house has to look like a model home. Does my house look like a model home? Does it smell good? Is it clean? All these things. If I have pets, pets have accidents. Have I cleaned up after that? Did I make sure I didn't cook broccoli last night? Broccoli's the worst offender. Don't cook broccoli when you're selling your house. That and fish. So these are the things you really want to pay attention to. Is my house Showtime ready? Have I done the things? And Compass, which is my brokerage, has a really great program called Compass Concierge, where you can borrow against the value of your home. It's paid back at closing, and you can do those improvements. A lot of people, especially today, don't want to sell their assets. They don't want to cash out on stocks, bonds, those things because the market's not good. This allows you to take equity that's in your home, use those funds to do these types of improvements. You could even remodel a bathroom if you needed to, but things like paint, landscaping, flooring, maybe change out the countertops or replace an old stove, something like that. Really good use of Compass Concierge. I can tell you more about that if you call me or message me. All right, let me see what else I have on my little list. Be open to strategy adjustments. Look, none of us have a crystal ball. We're not able to see into the future. The most important thing is to have somebody on your side who is going to help you adjust. We know in like 14 days, 15 days, what is going on with your home. Is your home being shown? If we're doing the right things, we're tracking how many views is it getting on social media and on other portals. We're tracking that, and we can see you're not getting the exposure, and it's not because we're not putting it out there. Something's wrong. And unfortunately, usually that thing is price. So we're making adjustments, and we're telling you, let's adjust this. I recently had a home where we had people keep coming in saying, I don't like the living space. I feel like the living space is small. So what do? We rethought the living space. We moved things around. We put their dining room where their family room was. We took the existing dining space and living space and made it one big great room. The house sold in like a week. So we have to be listening to the feedback. We have to be making adjustments. Those are super important. And, I just want to say it's never a set it and forget it type of thing. We have to constantly be very vigilant. And when you get an offer, don't just say, I'll get another offer. Don't just say, I'll get another offer. Work as hard as you can to make that offer work for both buyer and seller so you can get your house sold. Okay? It's a hard market. Make sure that you are taking all of these things into account. Don't be afraid to sell your home. Your house will sell. You can move on. You can do whatever it is that you need to do, whether you're relocating or, again, just moving because you feel like it. These things can still happen. You just need to have a good agent by your side. I would love to help if you're on the Space Coast. Again, Carolyn Smith. I'm with the Coastal Estate Team. My information is linked here, and I will see you next time. Cheers.